I've written a book about my life, basically. And a lot of people say, well, what makes your life so interesting? Well, you're never going to find out because I'm never going to release the book.
Yes.
But trust me, if I release the book, you'll understand that it's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
But I've written the book because I think one day I want my son to read it and my son to see what I went through, how I overcome it. Because, you know, we talk a lot here about mindset and about strength of character and things like that. But there's things in my life I can't ever talk about until I'm dead. Then obviously then I won't be able to talk about them. It'll just be in my book. There's things that I've been through in my life that have made me the hardest human being I've ever known. And I mean physically, emotionally, and mentally. I've trained myself to be so tough, so tough. And in the book, it talks about all of it. So I want my son to know it. I don't want anyone else to know it.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Thank
I'm
you.
not trying to sell the book because I'm not even going to release it.
Tell me about like your traveling experiences.
Traveling's great.
Lighten the mood a bit.
Yeah. So I've been to 36 countries.
Okay.
I track them because I love to travel, love to see new cultures. Yeah. As you know, I just got back from Serbia, 2 weeks in Serbia, freezing cold, interesting. Not going back. I love being in Thailand.
What was interesting about it?
The culture, the people. They're quite nice people. The food, just the architecture. I love to see architecture. When I went to Prague, Prague's got some of the nicest architecture in the city I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that? Prague and Romania. The women there are incredibly respectful, incredibly well presented. Like, I don't know why this is different to anywhere else. They just seem.
I think we need to. Okay, sorry, mate.
No, fine, fine. Yeah. Oh, are we going to carry on?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay,
we're not
cool.
finished.
All right,
no, we're not finished. No.
Oh, we'll go back to the question about traveling.
Yeah. I don't know what you need to do. Yeah, go for it. Carry on. But this book's great.
Yeah,
this book's great. Eckhart Tolle. Have you heard of him?
No, I haven't. I've read some of the others.
Sorry, we had a little bit of a technical itch. We're back.
Okay, we're back.
Run it.
So do you want to ask the question again? Traveling.
Tell me about your traveling experiences. You mentioned Serbia.
Oh, so traveling. I've been to 36 countries. I track them because I love traveling. You learn so much from traveling, just seeing the different cultures, meeting different people. It's all about, as I said to you, when I travel, like in Serbia, it was interesting because I'm in Serbia. I've got Thai baht. They're like, what's that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's Toy Town money to them. There's no one that would change it.
Okay.
So I'm now there with no money. I should have thought about this in advance, but they said, well, we can change dollars. Why can you change Thai baht to dollar? No. Well, I've got no dollars, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do? It's a problem. Have to try and fix it. Obviously, I got my Visa card. It's different things you can, but you have to slowly work your way around. It's like being out of your comfort zone. You learn so much about yourself, about life in general from traveling. It's so important. But Serbia was really interesting. Very cold. I don't want to go back because it's just too cold for me. But traveling ultimately for me is a wonderful experience, and you're just out of your comfort zone in new surroundings, new cultures, new people, and you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. It's like when I finish a book, like, you know, like I feel like I've leveled up.
Yeah.
Like when I go to a country, I feel like I've leveled up.
I agree, actually. I never thought of it like that. It's so interesting that you say that. I do get that same sense. Yeah.
Tell me about like when you was in Serbia, like, because you said you was doing an event.
Yeah.
What was that like?
So I really like what you just said, by the way. I'm really processing that now.
Thank you.
It's like
We're very alike.
It's true, you know. Anyway, that's a great saying. I'm going to remember that one. I'm probably going to use that. You'll hear me say that on the next podcast. And I'm not going to give you any credit.
Please, no, you go for it. Well, that's what I like. That's what I want. When my guests come on, like, I learn from them, and they learn from me. Like, do you know what I mean? So thank you for letting me know.
I really like that. Okay, so a question: what was interesting about Serbia?
I know. What was the event?
So International Mixed Martial Arts Federation is the biggest MMA federation in the world. 136 countries are federations underneath IMAF.
Okay.
We were running the European Championships there. It was a 10-day long event, 260 fights per day, from youth category C, which is 12 years old, up to seniors and masters, which are adults. So we got categories from 12 to 13, 13 to 14, 14 to 15, and it goes on. So we had 4 cages running simultaneously for 14 hours a day. There was like 12 to 15 officials on each cage, plus commissioners, plus media.
How many cages, sorry?
4.
4 cages, wow.
On the Worlds, there was 5.
Yes.
So it's a huge event.
And you was the chairman?
No. So I'm the federation head of Thailand MMA. So I was there representing Thailand. I was looking at how they operate, just watching everything, seeing how they do the weigh-ins, and because I have to report back to the sports authorities here in my board to tell them if I think this is something that's good to come here, and nothing but good things to say about it. And obviously my report says, yeah, let's bring them here. So we're hoping to do a Thailand Open in June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the first time I've announced that.
Great stuff. Okay. What countries haven't you been to yet that you want to visit?
God, loads. I've been to 36 countries and I still want to see more. Japan.
Yes.
Desperate to get to Japan.
Yeah.
Brazil. Haven't been to Brazil.
The festivals and carnivals.
Well, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I want to go to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is where it started. The traditional jiu-jitsu started in Japan, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu is like an offspring from that. They took Japanese and just made it different and in some ways better, in my opinion. Yeah, so Japan, Brazil, definitely two places I want to go. And you know, to make you laugh, I've never been to Mexico yet.
Okay.
And that's obviously where I was headed before Thailand.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So I've never been there. So I really should go there.
That's so fire Thailand is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it just changes your plans, doesn't it?
Well, I spent years studying Spanish to go and live in Spain,
really?
but then I didn't want to stay in the EU. So I said, I'll go to Mexico. That's when I said I'll come here first, and then never left. So I've never been to Mexico. So they're the three main places that I want to go to. And then after that, anywhere.
Yes.
Like anywhere.
Have you been to USA yet?
Yeah. A few times, yeah.
Got you. Let's talk about, because I've got some fighters coming in and I've had a coach, Coach Chris in. Let's talk about One Championship and what you think of it, how it operates, and what's your view on One Championship?
Well, I worked for them, didn't I? I was a referee. So I was an MMA referee for One Championship. I've done, I think, 10 events. It was interesting. I'm not a fan of MMA in a ring, boxing ring. It should be in a cage. Although they do use a cage, they often use a ring as well, especially for the One Warrior series that used to happen in the Philippines. So I've been to them. I've had a lot of experience working with One and traveling around with One Championship. I think they're great. I mean, especially their Muay Thai. They've modernized Muay Thai. 4-ounce gloves. They've made it a faster paced sport. It's way better for the Western audience to really engage with now. Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, the product they've created with Muay Thai is incredible. Their MMA, it's okay. I don't like the global rule set. It's different. I prefer the unified rules. There's a few reasons for that. And bearing in mind, I'm qualified judge and referee in both. Yeah. So for me personally, I prefer the unified rules. But other than that, I think One Championship's great. I mean, they're doing wonderful things for Asian fighters.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Who's some of your most favorite fighters
in whatever
in One Championship?
In One Championship, I mean, everyone loves Rod Tang for Muay Thai, but for me, one of my favorite fighters in the history of the sport is Stamp Fairtex. And the reason is, when I first come to Thailand, I worked for Fairtex, and I was part of the management team when she was training to become a fighter, an MMA fighter. And
how old was she?
Oh, this was 8 years ago, so she would have been 19.
Oh, yeah.
She was a white belt in jiu-jitsu and complete beginner. I saw heart, determination, and drive in her that I've not seen in anyone. She is the most deserving person I've ever met in the sport. She deserves every ounce of success. She's nice, she's friendly, she's hardworking, just a great kid. And I used to call her superstar. And she's so humble. She's, oh, no. I say, let me tell you something. I've been in this industry 25 years. You're going to be a superstar. I knew then. I could just tell. We had fighters come over, heavyweights in the UFC, that would come on the mats and fight and grapple. And she'd fight them. And no matter how many times she lost or got submitted, she just kept coming back as hard every time. For hours on end, she'd never stop. She'd fight. There was never any quit, never any loss in her. She just kept fighting.
Oh, wow.
But she also got this great attitude, and she's working to learn her English, and there's everything about her.
Just what I wanted to hear, actually.
Yeah, she's a superstar. And I was right. Now she's a superstar.
No, when you said, because I was just about to ask you what's her English like.
Right.
Because I've got her on my vision board with you, which I can tick off now.
Right, okay.
So maybe you can broker the deal for us.
Well, it's easy to put you in touch with Stamp. So I don't think her English is good enough for an interview yet.
Okay.
But when I first met her, she didn't speak a word.